there's no need to have media houses.
Ndio huyo.
Jim? Wewe yumo nini yote? So tuko na media houses gani hapa? Which other media houses tuko nazo hapa? Mimi naona nilikuwa nataka kwa Lupao.
Tuko na tandao.
Call this presser for one simple reason about a query that arose yesterday during a session in the Senate, during the Public Accounts Committee of the Senate, where an issue arose about an audit query relating to an interest of 3.68 million that happened way back in September 2019. And having been the governor at that time, I felt that it's important I respond. One, listening to the presentations yesterday at the Public Accounts Committee in the Senate yesterday, it was very clear that the county attorney of Bungoma County Government, the current county attorney of Bungoma County Government, was willing to correct the issues that they were speaking about. Was an interest in relation to a trip by members of the County Assembly of Bungoma to a benchmarking trip to Mali in Uganda, which happened in September 2019. That interest was given and cashed by my good friend Francis Tome, who by that assembly. That committee at that time was being chaired by the former MCA of Kabuyefe, Naitiri, Joan Utukai, and all those MCS did receive money. And you can see the schedule that outlines everybody who received the money in that segment. On that list, there is the current majority leader, Nyongesa, who was a member of that committee. There is the current deputy speaker, who was a member of that committee, and many other members of that committee that received that money. That money was paid to my good friend Francis Tome, who was then the deputy clerk of the County Assembly. I, as Wycliffe Wafula Wangamati, who was then the governor of Bungoma, I did not have any direct link to the payment of that money. That money was paid for a benchmarking trip to Uganda, and I think that trip happened. It is upon the County Assembly of Bungoma, or the county government of Bungoma, to then ask Francis Tome to account for that money. And I think, I believe and understand that he has done so. So for anyone to actually link the executive at that time, headed by myself, to that interest of 3.65, I just find it to be malicious. I find it to be just propaganda with the intention of maligning my name as the governor of Bungoma then. Just to point out that even if today the 3.68 million was meant to purchase a Christmas tree, for God's sake, can you purchase a Christmas tree in September for a function in December? It doesn't make sense at all. Thirdly, the person who received the money was the deputy clerk of the county assembly of Bungoma. Is somebody saying that today, when the county government, the executive, the county government of Bungoma wants to purchase things about the Christmas in 2019, they had to give money to the deputy clerk of the county assembly of Bungoma to go and purchase a Christmas tree? So clearly, there was a confusion in terms of narration of why that money was spent. And the county attorney was ready to provide that clarification. Unfortunately, Senator Kajwang did not give him that opportunity. So it's important that everybody understands that. Secondly, that aside, after the clarification, I just want to point out that yesterday when I looked at the whole thing and observed and saw, and even I've read on social media, listened to radio, listened to national TV, Citizen, and everyone else, I've just asked myself a question. Wycliffe Wafula Wangamati has been out of office for almost now coming to 4 years. The Kenyan constitution is very clear about oversighting the county government of Bungoma. The oversighting of the county government of Bungoma is done by other than the senator of the county government of Bungoma and the MCS of Bungoma. It is very interesting that the issue of an interest by the deputy clerk of the county assembly of Bungoma becomes so big that the people who are supposed to oversight the county government of Bungoma are forgetting about their own responsibilities in terms of overseeing what is happening in the community. And I think it's important that I tell the people of Bungoma and tell those led by the Senate of the county, the Senate of Bungoma County, that there are so many pertinent issues that are facing the people of Bungoma. And I probably have not come out to talk about it. But let me mention this. That we have very fundamental issues in this great county of Bungoma. One, when I was governor, I had a scholarship stroke bursary scheme that was helping over 30,000 kids in this county. When I was governor, in my last financial year, I left in financial year 2022, I mean 2021, 2022, no, 2022, 2023, we left about 600 million Kenya shillings for purposes of the scholarship stroke bursary. That money was removed. One of the biggest problems that is facing the people of Bungoma as we speak now is helping kids who come from poor backgrounds to access higher education. Now, when I see people talking about some issues that in my own view are not as important and forgetting some of these fundamental issues that are affecting the people of Bungoma. Secondly, when you walk around the county of Bungoma, and I can say this without any fear of contradiction, the healthcare system has collapsed. There are no drugs in hospitals. Thirdly, the road network, and this somebody can challenge me. During my time, you will probably most likely have roads being done across the county. The road network is a problem. Fourthly, one of the things that I have received calls about late payment of salaries to the employees of the county government of Bungoma. Fifthly, I have seen ECD teachers. Today morning, the leadership of ECD teachers were here asking me to help them about the issues. And more importantly, and this goes to all elected leaders and people who are in this county, the mess that we are seeing in Zoya. Big mess. And the other day I saw the Speaker of National Assembly in Congolo Catholic Church saying that he's going to organize or help put in budget so that they can clear their arrears. I want to tell the Speaker and the county government of Bungoma and the Fort Kenya fraternity, in your campaign you are very, very clear about Zoya. But as we speak now, people have been sacked, salaries, arrears have not been paid, farmers have not been paid. When I look at these issues about the scholarship, about the healthcare system collapsing, about the road network, about the delay of payment of salaries of staff, about the ECD teachers, ask myself a question. Why are all these guys talking about a 3.6 million Kenya shillings impress paid to Francis Tome and wanting to link Wangamati to it? It's very unfortunate. Let them face the fundamental issues that are affecting the people of Bungoma. This issue of Zoya is a very serious issue. The issue of Zoya is a very, very serious issue. And I remember when these guys were decampaigning us, they were saying they will bring a new machine. They'll ensure that nobody is sacked. They'll ensure that farmers are paid on time. They'll ensure that arrears of farmers are cleared. None of these things have been done. And now they want to shift and start focusing on some small issue, trying to link a weekly for Fula Wangamati on that. Lastly, as I wind up this process, that all this that I'm seeing happening is something that I predicted way back 2 years ago. And this is not about accountability. This is not about anything else. This is about the politics of 2020. What they did to me first is that, if you guys remember, this issue is in court and I'll not talk about it a lot. The first thing they did, they pulled down family property in Cambodia. Thereafter, they instigated that I participated in demonstrations of Gen Z and then got the president to degazette me from farm. Thereafter, they came and pushed my issues, ESCC. I got arrested, pushed to the courts, which I'm in the courts and I'll clear my name. Now, they're coming up with the same issues and which probably they want to take me to turn legal. The whole of these things is about the politics of 2020. And I want to tell the people of Bungoma that even if today you assume that Wycliffe Wangamati stole the 3.68 million Kenya shillings, let's assume that I stole the 3.68 billion shillings. These guys have been in government for years. Let them tell us what have they done with the money. They have probably had almost 40 billion Kenya shillings that have received as the county government of Bungoma. Assume Wangamati stole 3.68 million shillings. During my time, 5 years, you can count serious development that happened in this country. I had a very clear scholarship program that I've taken over 30 kids to Ivy League universities across the world. I did a dual here that had never been done by the county government, and it changed the face. I opened up urbanization, set up municipalities, set up Bungoma, Kimilili, Chwele, and Webuye. Build the stadium, build a 300-bed hospital. When I came here as governor, mothers were sharing beds, 3 mothers were sharing a bed. A maternity wing that had been built way back in 1952. it's me who built that 300 beds. Assume the Wangamati is this bad person and he stole the 3.68 million Kenya shillings. What have you done with the money that you have received that people cannot see? This is about the politics of 2027. And I want to tell the people of Bungoma, and I say this during the by-election in Chelakot, at no time when I was governor did the Ford Kenya team ever wanted us to do any development in this country. They took me to court. Whether it was building the dual road or not, they took me to court. Almost 60 times that I went to court. Osaka has been governor for 4 years. I have not seen anybody go to court very few times. I was taken to Senate maybe about 10 times. So I want to tell the people of Bungoma that this is not about Wycliffe Wangamati and accountability. This is about the politics of 2027 and trying to malign Wangamati so that he doesn't get to the ballot in 2027. But as I finish, I want to remind the people of Bungoma that, as I said when we were campaigning in Chelakot, if we want Bungoma to move forward, if we want development to happen, Ford Kenya must work. We must clear Ford Kenya the way Natembea cleared Ford Kenya in Tanzania. For that development to happen, Wetangula must go. I heard him the other day speaking in a funeral, saying that he needs to be backed because he's the only one who is there. I want to tell him, we the people of Bungoma deserve better. We deserve better. We don't want the only one who is there. We want the one who is there is the best among the best, so that we can get development. Let me leave it there. Let me speak in Kikusu.
Kiswahili kwanza.
Kuna maswali kidogo mwisho.
Kuna swali mheshimiwa.
I'm not taking any questions. Let me wacha niongee
Kiswahili kwanza.
Kiswahili na Kiingereza. Whoever listen to Kiswahili iko sawa. Ama nini?
Iko sawa.
Iko sawa.
Mbugula nafasi huro mulomaliho lyavele mu public accounts